Late one night in rural Oregon, a snowstorm turned the highway into a moving wall of white. Mary Lopez was driving south from Washington to California when her phone lost signal and the last gas station lights disappeared behind her. Then, through the swirling snow, she saw it. A dim, red vacancy sign. The hotel sat back among dark pines, 2 floors of peeling paint and quiet windows. The parking lot was nearly empty. Inside, the lobby smelled of wet wool, old wood, and something faintly metallic. The clerk barely looked up. He asked no questions, only slid a heavy key across the counter. Room 310. An elderly worker took Mary's bag and led her down a narrow hallway where the lights flickered like they were thinking about going out. She passed 307, 308, 309, and stopped at 310. The worker's hand trembled as he pointed at the door. "Don't open the window," he whispered, and then he hurried away too fast, leaving Mary alone with the storm and a faint ticking behind the walls. Mary unlocked the door. The moment it opened, a wave of heat hit her face. Not cozy heat, fever heat. The air inside was thick and heavy, like the room had been sealed for years. Outside, snow hammered the glass, but inside she was suddenly sweating. The lamps were off, yet everything had a dull yellow cast. And the smell was wrong. Not mold, not smoke, more like hot dust and pennies. She went straight to the window. The handle burned with cold. When it finally gave, storm air rushed in and the curtains snapped to life. The room cooled, just a little. And then something else moved in. A pressure behind her eyes. A dark certainty that she should not be there. A whisper formed inside her head, clear and calm. "Jump." It came again. "Jump." Not a thought, a command. Mary backed away, heart pounding. She tied a bedsheet around her waist in the bed frame, tested the knot, and tried to laugh at herself, until her feet started sliding toward the open window. Inch by inch, as if an unseen hand had taken hold. The whisper rose, steady and patient. "Jump. Jump." She screamed. The sound died in the hot air. Mary tore the sheet free and crawled into the hallway, gasping. The heat stopped the moment she crossed the threshold. She ran to the front desk, slammed the key on the counter, and demanded to leave immediately. Money be damned. The clerk didn't argue. He only nodded, like he had heard it before. Mary drove through the night with shaking hands, pulling over twice just to breathe. By morning, the storm had thinned, and everything looked ordinary again. Too ordinary for what she had felt. Curiosity pulled her back to town. At the local library, an elderly man listened without interrupting. When she finished, he opened a worn folder and slid it across the table. Inside were newspaper clippings. In 1948, a woman was found dead on the sidewalk beneath the hotel, beneath room 310. Her husband vanished without a trace. 3 years later, another body in the same place, same room. One detail repeated in both reports: the window was never broken. Mary asked why the hotel was still open. The man answered softly, "It isn't. Not really. Not the way it used to be." When Mary returned one last time, the vacancy sign was dark. At the end of the second-floor hallway, room 310 was sealed shut. To this day, locals say it stays closed. Some believe something still lives inside that heat, inside that whisper, waiting for the next tired traveler. And if you listen long enough, in the silence of that old hotel, you might still hear it. "Jump."